see whether I can graft a Phono to XLR cable, but I would rather not get involved with that. So I own a record player, I own an amp, I own a pair of floor standing speakers, and I own quite a few records, some of which I am the first owner of, some of which are secondhand or gifted and borrowed. The problem with this, though, is that I can't take that music with me to many places. I am not going to set my hi-fi setup in the car. I'm not going to move it from where it is in my dining room at the moment to my kitchen or my office when I want to listen to music in those different rooms. And also, I am not, well, I could, I guess, take some records or my entire hi-fi set to a party, but I don't really get invited to many parties anymore, so that's actually not a concern of mine these days. For most people my age, that wouldn't be a massive problem, but not so long ago, I gave up music streaming, and there are some videos which you can have a look at in the top corner here about what's going on with that. So I'm now trying to fill up a music library of my own, and I want to do it fairly quickly, and I want to do it relatively cheaply. This is a video about how I'm going to digitize some of my favorite records so that I can take them with me on my phone, and so I can listen to them in the car when I'm out on a walk, when I'm in the kitchen, on my headphones, whatever. I want to download them as files, and I want to put them on my mobile phone. It's that simple. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so the first thing to do is sort this out. So I do have this. This is my Bluetooth connector, and it normally goes into the aux and CD of this amp. This is a NAD 3020E. There we are. You've got the Phono. Now that is the input from my record player, and this is the input from the Bluetooth. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move this over to the tape out L and R. Put the power on. So now, out of this, I'm hoping that the audio will come out of my record player and into my computer. I'm just in Audacity at the moment. Add a stereo track here. Enable silent monitoring just so that I can see what's happening. That looks suspiciously like it's not taking it from this input. Recording device, recording channels, stereo. Okay, I will spare you my off-the-cuff narration here and just tell you that I discover this isn't going to work, and you'll find out exactly why now. Righty-ho, so after a bit of tinkering and a bit of fiddling around with things off camera, I've realised this isn't going to work. The aux lead that I took from the tape monitor in the back of my amp and plugged into my computer. My computer's recognising this as headphones, which is fair enough because it's, just got 2 rings, not the 3. So my computer is not knowing what to record from. That third and bottom ring takes the input from the microphone. These are just a pair of gaming headphones, and they send it to the piece of metal underneath that third ring there. Now this only has 2 rings designed to be used as audio outputs. Now I've changed this around. I'm trying to use this as an audio input, and it's not working because my computer's like, I'm listening to that third bottom thing where I normally get the microphone input, but what I'm doing is I'm playing on those upper 2 channels in stereo, so that's not going to work, which leaves me with a bit of a dilemma. I've got to graft some XLR ends onto a phono plug that I already own. So I'm going to have a think about how I'm going to get this done, and I'll surely update you once I find out. Okay, I have assembled all of the tools I think I'm going to need for this job I've got two XLR cables, which are really good quality, and I've got a Phono cable over there. I've got some summer screen wash. I have an angle grinder, some masking tape, a little mini crowbar, some wipes, some sandpaper, some wood glue, a hammer and a spare hammer, a glass of water in case anything sets on fire, a horn in case I need to ask for help, some parcel tape, and that's because I can't find any insulation tape despite buying 6 rolls of it just over a year ago and using not much of it. Oh, and I've also got my laptop computer so that I can find some instructions on the internet. Oh God, do you know what? I don't use these enough to justify keeping them around for ages just in case I end up having to record a 16-piece orchestra at the drop of a hat. So yeah, let's just crack on with this. Okay, that's not the end I want. Okay. That comes out okay. Okay. Hammer. Ah! Okay. I've come to the conclusion that I've completely buggered this. Thank you for your service, but it was all in vain. Actually, I'll keep that. That might be useful. Oh. Yeah. Give this some light. Okay. Connect. Nice. This is what we've got now after that. I mean, those wires are a bit exposed there. That bit of string, but we have this white cable and we also have this XLR. And on this side, we've got these two. So before I graft another XLR onto here, I'm just gonna plug this into my hi-fi and see whether I actually get a signal out the other side and try and ascertain the quality of that signal before I go any further, because yeah, I don't want to waste any more time on this. It's time to test the cable that or at least the first half of the cable I've grafted. Okay, fantastic, I can hear that. And just to get an angle on the audio quality, I'm gonna play this. The conclusion there is that it works, it works. That's good news. So we just want to graft the other side on. Now, a couple of things that we need to do. I think we need to use some blue tack or something to separate these two wires a bit better, because the audio quality would sometimes flick into getting better
So there's definitely something going on with separation there, but that's fine. This is something that we can work with and fix. Initially, I thought the sound quality sounded a bit thin, but if you know the first track of this album, called Get Miles, it starts off with a very tinny synth going on, and then the bass kicks in and everything else comes in. And yeah, it sounded better. Again, I needed to tweak what was going on there with the with how these are connected, but other than that, I'm really happy. So yeah, let's graph the other side on.
So when I was filming this, the narration of what I'm doing seemed a lot more interesting to me than it does now when I'm watching this back in the edit. So I've spared you the boredom of my rambling on about stripping a cable and splicing it to a different one, and instead sped the footage up and put some exciting rock music in the background. So please take a moment to enjoy that. There'll be another 30 odd seconds of it, and yeah.
Because yeah, I've done it. Hopefully this works really nicely. But yeah, I have now a pair of XLRs going into a pair of phonos, and I can get this all connected up around the back of my amp. And hopefully it sounds pretty good. I might have another look for some blue tack or something in the meantime. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, right, that was a monumental amount of effort, and that's now recording away. I'm decided actually just not to bother with my laptop and my audio interface. I'm just going straight into my Zoom field recorder. It is coming through fairly low gain, but I think that's all right. Yeah, I'm going to record side A, then I'm going to take the SD card out of the field recorder. I'm just going to leave this all set up, and I'm going to go downstairs and figure out if it's any good.
Little did I know that this recording was absolutely awful, so I thought I'd try my audio interface to see if I can improve the situation, but in the meantime, enjoy me eating an apple and listening to a record.
So what I've discovered is that the right channel, which was the first one that we made, is just buzzing like crazy no matter what I seem to do. The left channel, however, sounds amazingly clean. I'm getting good sound from it too. So do I really need the right channel? Because I can press mono on here and I can bounce both those channels together, and then I've only got one track that I need to worry about over here in Audacity. So maybe we could do that. Before I do that though, because stereo is preferable, I'm going to just try a few other channels. So I've got another 2 channels free on the Focusrite, and see if that brings me any joy. So see how that goes. Right, actually, just before... Did that test run and I could hardly hear it, so I normalised the gain off the back of that, and then I found that there's actually a lot of background noise hidden in there, so I'm going to leave this to run and just see what happens. And then I might actually switch back to my field recorder because although there was quite a lot of hiss on that track, it generally sounded good, and I wasn't getting the noise problems that I am now getting with this. So there's some pause for thought there. Okay, I will catch you in a bit. Here is the SD card. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna rename in here. Audacity, everyone's favourite editor. Okay. Noise removal. Oh no, not noise reduction. Normalize, and I'm going to do the same over here. I can see they're roughly the same level. I really don't like this hissing sound. I can still hear a lot of hissing when we get into this bit. That kind of makes it a little bit unlistenable. So that first track is way more usable than the second. What I'm doing now is I'm just listening through to see if I can just get away with using one of these tracks. I didn't record it in mono, so maybe this is what I need to do, is I need to record these in mono. Okay. So the way that we're going to save this using Audacity is take this between 9 and 14 seconds, and we're then going to go on to noise removal and repair, noise reduction, get the noise profile from that kind of 5-second clip. Then we're going to select the whole thing, and we're going to go back into the noise reduction, but this time we're just going to press do it. So that's going to work some magic, and you can see that's now a lot slimmer. I don't think this is usable at all. I think that I'm going to have to end the video here, because I can keep going with this and try and repair it, but it's now 5 PM. I started this video at midday. I haven't had any lunch. I've recorded 2 sides of one album that is nearly completely unlistenable, and 1 side of another album that's also completely unlistenable. So for the moment, this is going to be a fail. But a lot of this is caused by the cable that I tried to make. I am proud of myself for giving it a go, and it did kind of work, but it's not worked well enough, and I've destroyed 3 perfectly good XLR cables in the process. So don't do that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Obviously not the result that I wanted, but things like this happen from time to time, so you just have to take it in your stride. At least I didn't, I've listened to it back and I've realised that this isn't going to work, and I can adapt and do something else, but I'll need to figure this out. In the comments, tell me, what do you think I should do? Should I just purchase my vinyl collection on FLAC and then just have it? Seems a lot easier, doesn't it? Do you think I should try again with some better equipment? Should I buy that Phono to XLR cable, or even a Phono to jack cable? But even then, I think that the preamps that I have aren't really good enough to get the audio quality usable. So there's another dilemma there. But hey, we'll get to the bottom of this, I'm sure, and I'll be able to listen to my music on the go as I so desire. So thank you, like, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.